Hey, David.
Hey, Nick.
How you doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
We're at the very quiet Uhi tent. You haven't opened the doors yet, so you get a slow start this morning. But I expect you're glad when this video's done, and then you can just get back to normal life, right?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, English. We don't talk. I don't talk that much English, so
No,
I'm a bit
I
excited
understand.
to do it on camera.
I tell you what, I'm always endlessly impressed with people's ability to speak multilingually, and I'm ashamed to say I don't speak any other languages very well at all. So we're looking at, what are we looking at?
So this is our upcoming Ubiq 2.0 update. It has been an eternal alpha for like 5 years or so, and we wanted to resurrect it and bring it out finally. And I think it's going to be in public beta around the next weeks, something like this. And Ubiq consists of 10 studio effects. You get a reverb, you get a delay, a flanger, a granular pitch shifter and phase vocoder, a phaser, an equalizer, a distorting filter, a frequency shifter, a tremolo and pan effect, and this is the new one that's new with Ubiq 2.0, a compressor. This compressor is very simple to use. Sometimes presswork, like it has all the bells and whistles, and sometimes you just want something that's easier, less knobs, less stuff to screw up, right? That's there, and then we have replaced all the existing filter models and equalizer models with better ones that are based on analog modeling. There are new modes for the reverb and for the distorting filter and for the phaser, and we have tons of improvements to the surround features, which are hard to demo in this kind of venue,
no,
right?
Right.
So the star of this update is really the new modulation system.
Right.
We have an envelope, an LFO, and a mod mapper, and we've added that to all those effects, so you can add really crazy modulations. And this is something I really like to show you here. So here we have a distorting filter, just a basic saw, and now I'm adding the filter, right? This is very simple sawtooth, and now I'm adding the filter.
Okay.
Right, and so lots of movements. So how does this work? We have an LFO down here. The LFO triangle wave triggers an envelope up here continuously. It has an attack and decay phase, and then that will modulate the cutoff and the low pass volume. So basically, without that modulation, it will sound roughly like this. Nothing. Why? Oh, well, the low pass filter needs to be open, and then here's the volume, right? So now we are modulating the volume. And now we are modulating the cutoff frequency, but now we are still not quite where we were at the beginning, and that's what the mod mapper is doing up here. So this one's getting triggered by the square LFO, and it steps through this thing, and so these values will now be applied to the filter frequency, right? So it's kind of a step sequencer. And now there was still something else in there, and that's this new cutoff pan here. So that works not like classical amplitude panning. It works more like applying offsets to both sides of the filters. So wherever you turn that thing, it will kind of make the filters more higher pronounced and the other side more darker.
Okay.
So you have kind of a presence shift.
It's like a tilt.
Yeah,
in a way.
yes. And it will sound like this. So it moves the presence from the left to the right.
Yeah.
So it's very, very simple input, and this is what you can do, just like with the modulation system, right? And you have a scope here that shows you all those things that's going on, right? Here's the LFO triangle, then you can see the square LFO, and here you can see what the mod mapper is outputting. So you can change all of that here and look at it. Then we have kind of more complex example. So here for this, I would need to play something very quickly, like. So, what was that? Like playing, and all of a sudden, dry again, and now it's wet. So how does this work? We have an envelope that can have different input sources. And this one uses the audio input to trigger its attack decay envelope. So that means whenever that envelope is triggered, that's down here. Like this. Come on, wait a second. There. So whenever that goes up, we will modulate the input signal. So nothing goes in there, but once it's loud enough, then it gets into the reverb.
Right, okay.
But let's listen more closely to this one. Hear the changes in brightness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here again is our mod mapper stepping through a step sequence
So
whenever I'm
it's like randomizing
triggering.
effectively.
Yes,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it changes internal parameters of the reverb. Then there's a saxophone lick. Let's listen to it without. And now I'm gonna add our tremolo effect.
It almost sounds like tonguing, doesn't it?
Yeah, and now, wait a sec. So how does this work? Like this is an envelope again, using the input as trigger source, but it needs some silence before anything to happen. So it needs some silence to calm down,
Okay.
and then we'll apply the tremolo and with a very short decay, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. And here's another one. Yeah, let me just play this one out. Listen to the flurring effect.
Yeah, there's a yeah.
And the next one's going to be softer. So it's not that fast.
Oh, that's nice.
So there was again envelope using the input source, but this time it's modulating the LFO frequency rate
Right.
and the LFO mod depth, and it applies that to the pen of both delay lines.
Right.
So the stronger the input signal, the quicker these things move between left and right, and the softer the input signal, well, the slower it is, right? And this is using the envelope in envelope follower mode, so it's more the contour of the amplitude of the input signal,
gotcha.
right? And you can also play this. Like I have a very simple patch here that gets louder the more pressure I apply to the keys. And you can really see those LFO triangles there in the scope getting quicker the more volume I add. Right? When I leave pressure, like it gets slower.
So nice, you kind of brought them
Yeah.
into the fold of actually being like performance effects for user
Exactly, yeah.
input for what they're actually playing. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yes, can really go wild with all of the possibilities that this modulation system offers you. And I'm personally really excited to see what users will do with this, because over the next 2 weeks I think we're gonna go with public beta, and the update is will be free for users of Ubiq version 1.0. So really,
But then if you've got to have it, you just you just buy it, right?
yeah, right. There's no point in waiting.
Good sales pitch. Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nick.